All right, today what we're going to be doing is that we are actually going to be doing neutralization. So therefore we're going to have an acid, we're going to have a base, and we're going to actually put them together so we can get a neutral solution. This is an Erlenmeyer flask. We're going to be using this today. Erlenmeyer flask is made in a V shape. We're actually using this because we're going to be mixing our solution, and an Erlenmeyer flask is actually perfect for actually mixing solutions, a lot more than a beaker would actually be used. First, we're going to start off by adding 10 milliliters of our hydrochloric solution. So, I'm using a pipette, and I'm going to measure off 10 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. Okay. 10 milliliters hydrochloric acid inside here our Erlenmeyer flask. Okay. Once that's done, we have our 10 milliliters inside here. What we're going to do, because we need to be able to see properly the change of color, we're going to be adding our indicator. The indicator that we have here today is bromothymol blue. So I'm going to be adding 10 drops bromothymol blue in our solution. There we go. As you can see, the solution is yellow to start off with because bromothymol blue, in presence of an acid, is a yellow color. Now that we have our solution, we have our bromothymol blue, we have our acid in here, we're going to go on to this guy. This guy is called a burette. Let's go check out the burette. Here, this is a burette. It looks like a really long graduated cylinder. Okay, all the way up there. Okay, as you can see, graduations, instead of going up, they're going down. So we start off with this 0 right here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the way it works, we're going to be adding. So the liquid is going to be coming down from this part right here. This guy is called a stopcock, okay? And this one, with the valve, when it opens, the liquid comes out from here, and we're going to make it go inside our Erlenmeyer flask. Now you can see here, there's a little hole right there. That little hole, that's what actually makes that the liquid can actually pass through. So when the liquid goes down and goes into the Erlenmeyer flask, well, we have the liquid coming down here. So how much it goes down is how much we're going to be adding into our Erlenmeyer flask. All right, so before we start the lab, I'm going to show you exactly how the burette actually works. So I have here the burette, and I'm going to be using the stopcock and making the liquid go inside here, inside the chemical waste. So you can actually see how to actually hold a burette and how to use the stopcock. So again, I have the stopcock here. The best thing to do is to always have 2 hands on the burette. One to actually hold the burette so it doesn't shake, and the other one is actually to be using the stopcock. Okay? Now the stopcock here, when I open this and make it perpendicular, okay, when it's perpendicular like this, there's no liquid coming out of it. But if I turn it and make it parallel, then the liquid's going to actually start coming out of it. So let's see what this looks like. All right, so didn't actually see it, more like heard it, but the liquid actually falls out. Let's see if we can't see what it looks like. All right, so we had a little bit of liquid. And as you see, when I'm turning it, I'm just always doing one full round, going always in the same direction, like this. Now, the faster I turn it, the less liquid actually comes out. And that's the tricky part, is learning how to control a burette so that just a little bit of liquid comes out at a time. All right, so did this. All right, practiced enough. We're actually ready to start doing our titration. Right, first we're going to see over what we're aiming for. You see, this is an acid, so it kind of looks yellow. Okay, it's not super dark yellow, but it's yellow, and that's what the acid looks like with the bromothymol blue. This is the base. The base is actually blue when we put the bromothymol blue. What we're aiming for is this light green color, okay? It's neutral, and that's what we're doing. We're doing a neutralization. I'm starting off with the yellow. I'm going to be adding some base, which is inside here. Some of this blue one. It's not blue because I didn't color it, but I'm going to go from the yellow to the green, and hopefully not go over, because then I will end up with the blue. We don't want the blue, we don't want the yellow, we want the perfect green. That's what we are aiming for. We're aiming for a nice green neutral color. Alright, so we're going to start off our first titration. To start off our first titration, we have a solution here, and we are going to be adding our indicator, which is the bromothymol blue. Okay, add 10 drops in there. Okay, now we can actually see our nice yellow color. It's not bright yellow, but this is a nice yellow color that we can actually see here. Okay, putting the Erlenmeyer flask underneath our burette. Our burette right now we can see it's perpendicular, so it's stopped and things actually flowing through it. So before we start, first thing we got to do is that we got to look all the way up, and then we're going to be seeing what our initial volume is. So let's check what our initial volume. Our initial volume is not easy, super easy to see, but if we put blue in behind, we can actually see where the meniscus is. Alright, and the meniscus is sitting straight onto that 0, so our initial volume is 0.0. Alright, now we have our initial volume, we're ready to add. Okay, so we're ready to add. Let's go. So gently, I'm adding some sodium hydroxide in here into our hydrochloric acid. So I'm doing full turns right now. Full turns, full turns. We keep doing that for a bit, and we start seeing some of the blue appear, but still not staying there for a very long time. So I'm going to keep going, because remember, we're aiming for green, okay? Let's change the camera angle just a little bit so we can see the change of color a lot easier, okay? Give me a second, let's place the camera back again. Okay, place the camera in a different angle. Let's see if you can see the color change easier. Alright, so we can see some blue accumulating inside the yellow, but right when we start mixing, it disappears. That means we're not close. Let's keep on going. And mix. Woo! Okay, so you saw it took a while before the blue to go away. That means we're close, very close. So what we're going to do, instead of doing a full turn, we're going to just let drops, little bit drops fall through. Okay, let's see. Let's get some drops in there. You can see that the blue one's there, staying there for a while. You don't want to go too fast. Going fast in this lab is always a mistake. Almost there. Almost there. Let's try to get that one more drop. Oopsie. All right. Let's see. Okay, we're not there yet. But I see a drop right there on the side, right there of my flask. Okay. So I got a drop right on the side of the flask. Let's try to grab it. Okay. Let's try to make it come down. Right. Still maybe a drop, maybe a half drop to go. Yeah, let's try to get just one more drop. Let's hopefully get it perfect. All right, you can see here. Change it. Got 1/2 of a drop here. Let's see. Getting it inside the flask. Ooh. All right, it's very, very, very light green. I'd rather have it a bit more green for my taste. See if we don't have any drops left on the side. It is very, very, very light green. Okay, it's very hard. It's not as obvious to see, but it's a very, very light green. I'm still going to try to get one more drop in there. Ooh, it's a bigger, that's a big drop. It's going to be a big drop. That's either going to do it or kill it. Let's see. Oh, that's good. All right, I'm going to stop it there. We look. That's the green we're kind of looking for. Let me just try to see if we can't get it so you can actually see the color properly. All right, so here, let's try to see if we can't see the difference. See, this is the yellow, okay? This is yellow, and this is green, all right? So again, it's not super dark green, and that's perfect. So this is the green we're looking for. Let's see how much we've added to our flask to get that green. Reading with the meniscus. It's not always super easy. Let's check it out. So we can see the volumes are going down. Downs, okay, 10, 11, 12. So now we've added 12.1. Let's think the meniscus, yeah, it's on 12.1. So that's what we're going to record. We added 12.1 milliliters. All right. All right, let's try to do this again. We got another flask right here. Got our liquid. We got our 10 milliliters in here. Let's add our bromothymol blue, 10 drops. Start off with our yellow. Now remember, we're starting off where we left off. That means our start volume is at 12.1. And let's try this again. Now, this time I know I've added a total of 12.1 milliliters from the last time when we got this guy. Okay, when we got this nice green. We can go a bit faster. So I'm going to start adding quickly. let's say relatively quickly, 8 milliliters, and do the last few milliliters slowly. Let's see if we can't get that green again. Oh no! Oh phew! Alright, we're really close. I know we can do it. A few drops at a time. Ooh, really close. Alright, you can see it's green here, but kind of touched the burette, and now I have another drop right here. Got to take into consideration, we might just have gone off just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, lucky us. We still got green. So look at this. It's another nice green. It's a bit darker green than the first one. Yeah, a bit darker than the first one. All right. Let's check it out. Let's check what our final volume is. Final volume. Okay, so with 24, yeah, let's say 24 and a half. Let's see, can I see a different angle? You know what? I'm gonna say 24.6 because the meniscus really looks like it's more onto the 6. Yeah, it's just one line underneath the 5, so 24.6. That's what we're gonna record. 24.6 milliliters. All right, so we added 12.4 milliliters for the second one. So because we started off at 12.1, we finished at 24.6. 24.6 minus 12.1 gives me 12.4 milliliters. So the second trial, we added 12.4 milliliters. So 12 looks pretty much to be our game. Let's see if we can't get green a third time in a row. Woo! All right, third flask. Repeat the same steps. 10 milliliters in there. Let's add our bromothymol blue. Ten drops of bromothymol blue. All right. So again, we added 12.4. Our start off, we start back at 24.6 milliliters because the burette is still at where it was before. And again, we're going to add rapidly our first 10 milliliters. Okay, so we've added our first 10 milliliters.
stayed longer, so we're just going to add drop for drop now. Okay, got that one drop there. And again, we end up with the green. Excellent. Yay, we did it. Slow and steady gives us green, right? Compared with this one. Both green, all three green. Let's check it out. All three of our flasks. They're all green. Let's check what the final volume was for this one.
All right, final volume for this guy. Okay, 37. 37.3. Yeah, 37.3 milliliters. Yep, that's what we're gonna record, 37.3 milliliters.
All right, so the last one we did, we added, we started at 24.6, we finished at 37.3, gives us that we added 12.7 milliliters. Now I just want you guys to see what would happen if we added just that 1 or 2 drops too many. What would happen? All right. Ooh. See? Now the color we get is blue. All right? So, just 1 drop can actually make a huge difference between green or blue. So, the neutralization point is really in the middle. You really have to work hard to actually try to get it. I've been doing this for many years, so I know when to stop. I know what to look for. It's not always that easy, but just got to practice. All right? So, for me, it's now the time to clean up. I'm going to write down all this data and finish up the lab.